My small town, it was always, being gay was always talked about so negatively. There was even, every Sunday in the Sunday paper, they would have a list of names of people like indecent exposure on what was called Blue Hill. When that happened to me, I was like, oh my God, am I gonna be on the paper?
Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Cody, and this is Cody Sum.
If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe. I forgot what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about things that happened to us before we came out as gay. Were, embarrassing. We were caught because we were hiding.
My whole life is one embarrassing moment.
I
I definitely got a couple stories.
have two probably more specific ones.
And not just like the, oh, I had to clear my internet search story.
Oh no.
We're gonna tell like a couple like, oh, we got caught stories.
I'll do the bigger one second. So the first one was I went to Penn State University. So I didn't come out until my sophomore year, as many gay guys do. They're hooking up discreetly, from apps and online sites with other.
Ooh, on Grindr, DL.
Yeah, TL.
Down low.
Oh yeah.
You know that term, don't you?
I thought it was like a name or something.
Oh, no. Mask for mask, DL.
No, I was
NSA?
meeting guys on what was called D-List or Manhunt.
Oh, that was actually before me. Actually, it was never on those.
Yeah.
The first one I did was Adam for Adam.
Grindr didn't come around until I was like a senior in college.
Yeah, I
so.
think Grindr was 2010.
But anyway, my younger cousin was still in high school, but she was dating somebody at my college. So I would see her on the weekend. She knew where I lived, and I was actually.
You screwed her boyfriend?
No, she did actually date this guy though in high school.
Oh my god.
There's this kid who's from my hometown who also was at Penn State, and we were secretly dating one time. We were like hooking up in my bedroom, and my cousin was visiting her boyfriend for the weekend. Came in, one of my roommates let her in, and she just came busting into my bedroom, and we were like
Were you naked?
doing gay stuff. We were pretty naked, yeah. And at this point, I maybe told two friends, and that was it. Didn't
I mean,
tell
that's also embarrassing, even if like she did know you were gay. Like,
Yeah.
you walked in on your bed, your friend hooking up with someone.
But it was also with somebody she used to date. She walked in and then left right away. Of course, to run out, we had to have a talk with her, and I was like, well, please don't tell anyone yet. Like, I haven't told my parents or anyone in our family. So it was
How'd
just
she take it?
She was fine.
She's like, you fucked my ex.
It was just really awkward. So it was also really weird because she came with a bunch of people from my hometown. So as soon as that happened, I knew the clock was ticking on I had to tell people before the word got out.
So in order to tell my story, I kind of have to re-talk about something I talked about in another video, which was when I was still Mormon. I still had a big group of Mormon friends. Around my 17th birthday, well no, it was on my 17th birthday, it was my 17th birthday party. We did a birthday party for me at my ex-girlfriend's house, because we were still good friends. A church boyfriend and I, we got bored at one point, and we grabbed the vodka bottle and went to the guest bedroom of the house, and we just got really drunk. And we're doing the whole you're my best friend, we're so drunk, and then just led into us just making out. And this was my first time hooking up with a boy. It got pretty intense pretty fast. That happened. We didn't get caught, did our thing, left the bedroom, went back to the party, whatever, that night ended. I was really trying to navigate what I was feeling at that time, and so we later on, I don't know whether it was a couple weeks or a couple months later, I snuck out to go to his house. It was to go and do more stuff and explore and be sober. I was 17, so I didn't know anything about lube or anything or what to do or what goes where or how it goes where.
God, I feel like I didn't know about that until almost 30.
Yeah, because the first night on my birthday, he tried to, and it was whoa! When we were hanging out that night at his house in his bedroom, his parents ended up waking up, and we heard them get up, so we were just laying in the bed, but they full on just walked into the bedroom, turned the lights on, and saw that I was there. And of course they knew who I was because they'd see me at church. Super, super embarrassing. I don't know what they thought was happening. Hey, there's a boy from church in your bed, whatever. That Mormon kid is now married in the Mormon church with kids. Good for him, not for me.
My more intense, life-changing story was I was home on break from college with the same boy from the last story. Our parents were actually like best friends in high school, and they knew we were friends, but we couldn't really be in our houses and like be able to explore what we wanted to do sexually. We would, hook up in cars and stuff. As I'm sure, many gay millennials have hooked up in cars. But the one time we did it in this like state park, and it was later in the day, like night, and we didn't realize they like closed the park, but like a police officer like would close the gate, but he would drive around the park first before locking it. They see our car, its windows are fogged up. The police officer knocks on the window, and we're in the back seat trying to like, make it look like we're doing something other than what we were actually doing.
Again, were you naked?
Yeah. No, I don't think completely naked. But we were both in the back seat, that says enough. The police officer, of course, takes our names and our licenses. It's a small town, so the guy knew our fathers, and he kind of hinted around of, you should tell your families before, I do, or this gets around. It came out like not soon after, and I feel like this guy kind of forced my hand there. This guy had a son that was also in our class. That kid told like the world. So a lot of people in my town knew before I even was able to tell my parents. But my dad's very scary, so no one actually came up to them and said that to them.
His dad's a little teddy bear.
Yeah. Once you get to know him. My small town, it was always, being gay was always talked about so negatively. There was even, every Sunday in the Sunday paper, they would have a list of names of people like indecent exposure on what was called Blue Hill. That was just known where like the gays would hook up. It would just be like names, and I remember my parents would read names of people in their class and just look who's on Blue Hill, look who's on Blue Hill. After a while, when you heard Blue Hill in a man's name, you knew that they were like caught being gay up on Blue Hill.
And it was
it's like a thing, and it's a negative. When that happened to me, I was like, oh my God, am I gonna be on the paper? Like, are they gonna say I was on Blue Hill? Like,
Was that Blue Hill?
No, it wasn't actually on Blue Hill. But Blue Hill's also part of the park.
Part of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary also in the sense of like you're getting caught for the first time, and it's by a police officer in a small town. Like you never know how they're gonna treat you. Like I feel like being in a small town is just so much scarier.
Yeah.
So much scarier.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, it helped a lot that I was, I didn't live there anymore, that I lived in college.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how I dealt with it. I just kind of was like, I left. But, it made me who I am today. And
who are you today?
I don't know.
This story involves my first boyfriend and I. So we were at my house, and at the time when I was 18, I lived at my grandparents' house with my grandma, my grandpa, and my mom, who was dealing with her illness at the time, so that's why we lived with my grandparents. So my mom knew, and she had met my boyfriend. That's why my first boyfriend was over. One night we were in the living room just watching a movie. My grandparents had gone to bed, and so we were just like making out on the couch at one point, and I look up, and right as my grandpa's like walking into the living room, and I don't know what he saw or how much he saw. I just know that he started walking out, and it's very dark, and it was dark and quiet, and I just was like immediately just was like pushing my ex off of me. And I think pretty soon after that, my mom and I approached my grandparents just to like let them know, so they were in the know.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. And it just was embarrassing because my grandparents didn't know yet, and I felt bad doing that in my grandpa's home when he didn't know.
Yeah. Definitely these, these stories we talk about and we can laugh about now. Thinking about the stuff we had to do just to, get that sort of satisfaction is crazy. In the moment, that shit was terrifying. Every time we did something, we took a risk, having to hook up with people, like, and not tell anybody. Like, it just, when you think about it, it was like dangerous, and, I never want my children to feel like they have to do stuff like that.
The day we don't have to have coming outs is the day we're all equal, or that we have equality.
If you guys like stories like that, I'm sure we could fish up a few more, but any comments, or if you want to know more about the stories we told, just comment below, because we just try to summarize it real quick.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for today.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So have a great weekend and take care.
Bye.
Bye.